Barcelona erupts as police clash with protesters over Spanish king's visit to Catalonia. 19 people were injured and one person was arrested when protests erupted in Barcelona on Sunday night during King Felipe VI's first visit to Catalonia since last year's failed independence bid. Local police blocked the main roads that surrounded Palace of Catalan Music, a popular concert hall, where the king was attending a reception and dinner. Several hundred people demonstrated against the king following criticism from independence leaders and the mayor of Barcelona Ada Colau, who said she was protesting against the king's support for the repression of the independence movement. She broke tradition and refused to officially welcome the king, and in a statement on her Facebook page said, "The king has not had a minimal gesture of empathy towards the people who suffered and made a hardline speech endorsing the repressive line instead of trying to ease the conflict to bring serenity, as expected of a head of state." The only arrest was against someone who allegedly made threats and assaulted Catalan police officers. All of those injured suffered minor injuries and were taken to the hospital, as many of the injuries were due to people falling down and not clashes with police officers. Shortly before 6 p.m. a small group of demonstrators just hundreds of meters from the concert hall and were removed by police. Most of the dramatic scenes were concentrated on the street directly across from the concert hall at around 9 p.m. The protests were only 200 meters from the front steps of the concert hall, and many were shouting freedom of political protesters, according to one local reporter. Other users shared videos showing what appears to be several hundred protesters banging pots, blowing whistles and shaking keys to create as much noise as possible. One Twitter user posted a video from directly outside the concert hall, showing protesters waving flags and banging pots as riot police struggled to keep control. He said, "Let the King of Spain know that he is not welcome when he arrives at the Palace of Catalan Music in Barcelona." Protesters carrying Catalan and Spanish flags were heard shouting "Puigdemont to jail," which sparked clashes with pro-independence protesters. Carlos Puigdemont was the president of Catalonia until fleeing to Belgium after the Spanish government imposed direct rule on Catalonia. The illegal referendum resulted in more than 90% of Catalonians voting for independence, which the Spanish government refuses to acknowledge. Mr. Puigdemont is still in self-imposed exile and tweeted in support of the protest that he would welcome the king when he apologized for his unconstitutional role during the Catalonian referendum. The Prime Minister of Spain, Mariano Rajoy, has yet to make a statement.